Bezrat Hashem, the Gemara this morning, Baba Batra, page 78b. Machar et hapara, lo machar et habena. The Gemara is dealing with a monetary case. In a case, somebody walks over to somebody, he wants to buy a cow, but this cow is pregnant. Now, she gave birth to a baby calf. The question is, the guy who bought the cow says, when I bought the cow, I meant to buy the baby calf that was in her also. And the seller says, no, you wanted to buy the cow. I never saw an intention to give you the baby calf. So the Gemara says, machar et hapara, somebody sold a cow, lo machar et bena, it didn't mean to include the baby calf. But if somebody sold a female donkey and she was pregnant, and she gave birth, and then the guy says, I bought a donkey from you, but I meant to buy the baby, machar et bena, the thing is, he sold also the baby, which means the buyer is right. When he bought the donkey, he bought also the baby donkey. The question is, what's the difference between the cow and the donkey? Why is it by the cow? When the cow was pregnant, the buyer says, I meant to buy the pregnant cow with their baby. And the seller says, no, I meant to sell you the cow. I didn't mean to sell you the calf, the baby. And the seller is right. In the other case, he sells him the donkey, she donkey, while it's pregnant. And then when it gives birth, the seller says, no, I didn't mean to sell you the baby. I meant to sell you just the she donkey. And he says, no, I meant to buy both of them. And in this case, the buyer is right. What's the difference? Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Papa, Damar le chamor menika upara menika ani mocher lach. The seller said, I'm selling you a nursing cow. I'm selling you a she donkey. What's the difference? Bishlama para. Why did he say I'm selling you as a nursing cow? Bishlama para. When he said so, right? So we can say he meant to say I'm selling you a nursing. You know why? Because he can have milk out of this cow. So he never meant to include the baby. When so nursing means, I'm selling this cow and she's nursing, so she has milk. I'm not selling you the calf, but you're going to have profit or having also milk. But chamor, if somebody says by a she donkey, I'm selling you a nursing she donkey, what does it give? Right? It doesn't. You don't drink the milk of a donkey. So eventually, when you say that, automatically you wanted to include also the baby donkey. Now, we should know one of the hardest part in the Shulchan Aruch, right, in the code of law, is the monetary laws. Because always the seller says, I meant that, and the buyer said, I meant that. It's a very hard thing. Let's see, right? So let's see a specific case, and you understand the complexity of those laws. There was two people walking in the desert. A third person comes towards them, and he tells them, it's already 2 days, I'm lost in this desert, I didn't eat, so please, give me something to eat. So right away, the two guys, they have sandwiches with them. One has 2 sandwiches, the other has 3 sandwiches, and they share with this person, they give him to eat. Baruch Hashem, this person was able to come out of the desert. He was a wealthy man. He took their address, he took their information, and right away he comes to them a week later with 5 gold coins, a lot of money. And he tells them, listen, I want to thank you for what you did, and I want to give you those 5 gold coins. Right away, one of them said, oh, Baruch Hashem, I had 3 sandwiches. So in this case, I get 3 coins. And you had only 2 sandwiches, so you get 2 coins. And the other one said, what do you mean? When we shared the sandwiches, did I tell you you have 3, I have 2? We shared it equally. Each one of us took a piece of the sandwich. And Baruch Hashem, we all came out of this desert. So they started arguing, and they said, you know what? Why should we argue? All 3 of us, let's go to the rabbi and ask him what to do. That time, there was a big rabbi called Rabbi Avraham Ibn Ezra. He was the time of the Maimonides, 950 years ago. He was a big scholar, a Torah scholar. So they went over to him and they told him exactly the case, what happened. And he was thinking for a few minutes. He says, okay, for the 5 coins, we're going to divide it this way. The person who had 3 sandwiches gets 4 gold coins. And the person that had 2 sandwiches gets one gold coin. They were looking at each other and said, wow, what's going on over here? They are arguing. One is saying we should divide the 5 coins equally, 2.5, 2.5. The other person saying, no, I get 3 coins and he gets 2 coins. And now the rabbi is saying that the one who had 3 sandwiches get 4 coins, and the one who had 2 sandwiches get 1 coin. They says, Rabbi, you confused us. Where'd you get that? So the rabbi says, it's very easy. Listen, in total, you had 5 sandwiches, right? You were 3 people. So if I have to divide the sandwiches equally, so I have to cut each sandwich into 3. So if I have 5 sandwiches and I cut them into 3, that gives me 15 pieces, right? Each one of you, right? Each one of you ate 5 pieces. So let's see. So the person with the 3 sandwiches, right? He had 5 pieces. And the person with the 2 sandwiches had 5 pieces, and the person who was lost over there, he had 5 pieces. So let's count the pieces now, right? 5 pieces. So let's say you have 3 sandwiches, right? And you divide them into 3. How many pieces that gives you? That gives you 9 pieces. And the other person, what did he have? He had 2 sandwiches. And you divide it into 3, right? Each piece. So how much give you? 6 pieces, right? Now, the first person, he ate himself 5 pieces, right? But he had 9 pieces. So how many pieces did he share? He gave away 4 pieces. The person who had 2 sandwiches, he ate 5 pieces, but he had 6 pieces. How many pieces he has to share? 1 piece. So you see, said the rabbi, the person with the 3 sandwiches shared 4 pieces with his friends, so he gets 4 coins. And the person with 2 sandwiches, he ate 5 parts, so he had to share only 1 piece, so he gets 1 coin. This is the complexity of Dinei Mamonot. To tell you, we always think we are smart, but if you look at it with the Torah eye, the Torah has different ways to calculate things. Yesh have a great day. Amen v'amen.